Okay, for number one, pretty easy, right? Remember, we use the bitmask concept, so we are doing the one. Can I just minimize this? Yeah. We are doing the one inside the bracket first here. This one here, what is? It's 7 times 2 first, right? 7 times 2 is 14. 8 minus 14 is 6. That'll be 72 divided by 6 square, right? Because this is 6 and negative 6. Negative 6. But remember that this is in brackets. So negative 6 in bracket square is just negative, it's the same thing as negative 6 times negative 6. Okay. Plus 5 square, I can write down as 25, and then minus 9. So this guy is 36, right? So 72 divided by 36. And then I can just add these two if you want. So I get 16, right? What is 72 divided by 36 is 2. So 2 plus 16 equals to 8. Okay, pretty much easy for number one. Let's go to number two. Now, after 12% of tax, a pair of shoes is priced as $280. What is the original price of this pair of shoes before the tax? Now, the logic is that the original price should be lower than this because it's being added with the tax, which is 12%. Now, what does this in percentage, what does this apa namanya, value? It's $112, 112% now. So we have 112% of the original price. Let's name that with P is equals to 280. So P is just equals to 280 divided by 112%, or we can write it down as 280 multiplied by 100 over 112, and it'll be equals to 250, right? So you can do a pretty simple calculation this one, right? Question number 3. Okay, now in here we have a, what do you call it? A quadrilateral, right? In a quadrilateral, the interior angles, the sum of the interior angles, if you add all the angles here, that'll be equals to 360. If it's triangle, it's 180. If it's quadrilateral, then it's 360. So if we write this down as an equation, so we have 15 plus 4x, this guy over here, plus 131, this guy, and then plus 97, which is this guy, and then plus 57, it'll be equals to 360. Now add them together. 15 times plus 131 is 146. Plus 97 is 243. Is it? Plus 57 is 300, right? So which means that 4x plus 300 equals to 360. So 4x equals to 60, right? Because you subtract both sides by 300. So x is just equals to 60 divided by 4, which is equals to 50. Let's go. Number 4. Pretty easy. Okay, number 4. The ratio of boys to girls in a school is 12 to 13 respectively. So 12 is representing the boys and girls represent by 13. If there are 100 students in that school, how many girls are there? So we know that this is the total, right? So total of the ratio, which is 12 plus 13, which is 25. So if the question is the girls, it'll be 13 over 25 times 100. And we can actually cancel this, which comes 4, which is equals to 52. That's it, right? Pretty easy. Let's go to the next question. Is it this one? Yep. Okay. Number 5. Same thing. It's just apa namanya? It's just perimeter. Very easy. A rectangle has a length of that and width of 6. Okay, if the area of rectangle is this, so what is the value of x? So we know that the area is calculated by multiplying the length and the width. So if I multiply 2x minus 5 with 6, I will get 72, right? So divide both sides by 6, you'll get 25 minus x minus 5 equals to, what is 72 divided by 6 is 12, right? So 2x minus 5 equals 12, and then add both sides by 5, there'll be 17, and then there'll be just 17 over 2, which is equals to 8.5. Okay, very easy. See, this is easy, right? Yeah, easy. Easy peasy. Sorry, ini harusnya A ya guys. My bad. Should we start with A? Oh my god, ya sudah. Okay, given a set, for this question, you are not given the elements of set A, so you need to write them down first. Yeah? So in here, x such that x is less than 11, x is the prime number. So remember, prime number is a number, our number, sorry, that is divisible only by itself and 1. So for question, for this one, the A is started from 2, yeah? 1 is not a prime number. So 3, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Why does not 11 not included? Because it's less than, it's not less than, equals to. Okay, so we can see that we have these two, and then we're looking for the intersection. So you only need to see which one of these two sets are the same, which is this only this guy here, right? So that's the answer. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, number 7, we have this function. Okay, function here we have given f of x equals to 12 minus 4x. So just remember that if I have f of x, so whatever happened here, if it changes to something, you also need to change this guy over here. So let's write down. So f of x equals to 12 minus 4x. In here, f of a equals -2. So if I have f of x is this, so what is f of a? Is 12 minus 4a, right? That will be equals to -2, right? So that in here, which means that we only need to like solve this. Like -4a equals to -2 minus 12. And then -4a equals to -14. So a equals to -14 divided by -4, that will be equals to 7/2, and will be equals to 3.5 in decimal. Right? Pretty easy. Let's go to number 8. Okay, for number 8, be careful. If the data has not been sorted, then you need to sort it first. Now let's sort the data first. So we have the smallest one is 10. Write down 10. How many 10 do we have here? 2. And then how many? 11. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 13, both 2 of them, and then 14 and 15. Now we have the sorted data. Now the easiest way to calculate is actually the median. In which data is it? Is data number 5. It's over here, right? Because again, if you see that, if I take that number, you're going to split this into 2 equal parts. Yeah, so which means that the median is 11. So if it's set mean and median respectively, then the second number is the median. So you only have this option actually, right? So you don't really need to calculate the mean if you don't want to, yeah. Gitu ya, strateginya gitu ya guys. So, but yeah, let's just calculate the mean for this one. It's just like adding 11 everything here. Like if I get these two, I'll get 20. If I get these two, you get 33. And then if I get these two, you get 26. And then plus 14, and then plus 15. And then divided by 9. What is it, 9? I have 9 data, right? And that'll be equals to 12. That's the answer. Okay. Next question, number 9. There are 2 red and 5 green. Okay, be careful that in this question you are finding the probability when you take two marbles, ya. Kalau 1 marbles gampang ya, ya udah itu per itu aja. Kalau 2 marbles, you need to consider whether you replace the marbles or not. Itu kedengaran ke situ. Enggak sih, pakai mic sih. Ini mic baru nih. 2 red, 5 green, 3 blue. Yeah, okay. 2 marbles are taken from the jar one by one without replacement. So this is a very crucial phrase. So you don't put it back. What is probably that both marbles are red? So you get red and then red, right? So what is the probability of getting red for the first event? It's 2 out of 10 because we have 2 red out of all of the marbles, which is 10. And then how about the second one? No, it's not 2 over 10 because it's a without replacement. So which means that the red is now being reduced by 1. So 2 becomes 1. And then it's 9 because also we have 10 and then reduced by 1 is 9. So just multiply this, or you can simplify this, becomes 1 over 5. And just multiply, you get 1 over 45. Okay, number 10. Okay, rationalize this. Okay, now if you have a surd that is not being simplified, it is a good idea to rationalize, simplify that first. But if you don't want to, that's actually fine. Now, if I have this kind of surd here, this surd can be simplified, becomes what? It's 2 square root of 3, right? Because that's a 4 times 3. Square root of 4 times 3. The 4 goes out, which is 2. So I can write this down as 42 over 2 square root of 3. And then I can simplify this first if I want, right? Which is 21 over square root of 3. Yeah. If I divide this by 2, you get 21 over square root of 3. Now, I'm multiplying this by square root of 3, right? And then on the numerator, it's just that. The denominator is just 3. Now, you can again simplify 21 and 3, which is 7. And now get right, pretty easy. Number 11. Okay, we have a sequence now. Okay, notice again, guys, I have already taught you about this in terms of the first term and the common differences. So if I have u1, it's just like u1 plus 0d. u2 is actually u1 plus 1d, and then u3 is equals to 1 plus 2d, and so on and so on, right? So this is the pattern. Now, in the question here, the fourth term is 14. So if I say u4, there'll be u1 plus 3d, and that'll be equals to 14, right? And the sixth term will be what? Plus 5d equals to 20. Can you see that we have two equations here? We can use elimination method to find the value of u1 and d. Subtract, you get negative 2d, you get negative 6, and d will be equals to 3. That's it, right? It's just negative 6 divided by negative 3, right? To find the first term, just plug it into one of the equation. Let's plug it in here. You get first term plus 3 times 3, because the d now is 3, and equals to 14. And we know this is 9. So the first term just equals to 14 minus 9, which is equals to 5, right? Right? Okay. Now the question is, what is the third term of the sequence? u3 is just equals to u1 plus 2d, right? And because you know the first term is 5 and d is 3, and you can just like plug that in, and then they'll be equals to 11. Now another way on how to do this is actually this. We know that the fourth term is 14, and we know the common difference is 3. Just, if you want to go back, just subtract this number by 3, right? You'll get to the third term. That's an easier way if the term is like close each other. But if it's far, you need to write down this over here. Get it? Okay. So that is for number 11. Let's go to number 12. Okay, number 12. This is about congruency. Okay, here we go. For the following figure, triangle ABC has an area of 50 centimeter. Hence, find the area of triangle CD. So, see that this, you see this arrow, it indicates that all of those lines are parallel. Okay, parallel. So, which means that we can say that these and these two triangles are similar. Now, in terms of area, remember that we have L1 over L2 being square equals to A1 over A2. Remember this? Right? So why is it being square? Because it's area. If it's volume, to the power of 3. Yeah. So it's just comparing the length, and then you'll get the area. Okay, now we have the length that we need is this guy and this guy. They correspond to each other. Yeah. So in here, triangle ABC, this guy over here is 50 centimeters square. So I can say that, let's say this is, we're comparing the we're comparing, let's say this is x centimeter square, right? So I can write down x centimeter square over 50 centimeter square, that's the area, will be equals to 8 over 5 also being square, right? Because you see that the x correspond to the 8, that's why I'm putting that in the same place, right? It's not being crossed. And the 50 is with the 5. Yeah? Okay, just solve this equation. So you'll get, what is 8 square, guys? It's 64. What is 5 square? It's 25. Can you see that? This is just 64 over 25 times 50, right? Right? Multiply both sides by 50, and you can see that this is just 2, and you'll get 128. Right? The number are pretty simple. Yeah? Angkanya sangat gampang gitu. Yeah? Bisa di-cancel-cancel. Okay? Let's go to number 13. Okay. So for this one, again, guys, I don't really like to use the formula for if the question is like this. Pretty simple. You only need to see where the point ends after you rotate it, right? So if I just draw the Cartesian plane like this, and we know that, where is this, guys? Quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4? What is it? It's on the 4th quadrant, right? It's over here somewhere. Now let's put that here. Negative 1, 7, negative 1 is approximately over here. I'll say 8.8 over here. If I say rotated 90 degree clockwise, anchor point origin, this is the anchor point. So where do you end up? What does this end up? 1, 2, 3, or 4? It's the third one, right? Is it? Yeah, it is, right? So go that way. So it means that it will be here. Now remember, if it's rotated 90 degree, you only need to swap the x and y, right? So it's just 1 and 7, but you need to determine whether it's positive or negative in terms of x and y. both of them are negative, right? In this area, both of the x and y is negative, so just put negative over here, so you'll get this answer. Okay, let's go. Number 14. Okay, the full factorization from this is equals to what? Then again, if you are not sure, just try. Yeah, just try one by one. Now, which one is it? So remember?
C.
C, yes. Is it C? Forgot. C or B? Forgot.
C.
Okay, let's try it. Yeah. If I use C plus 1, I also forgot which one. I think it's not C. Okay, let's do that. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. This one is negative 6x. This one is negative 3x. You see that you also actually only need to focus here, guys. This is negative 9x. This is plus 7. So that is not the answer. So which one is it? Do you still remember?
D.
D? Delta? Okay, it's delta. So let's change this. That'll be plus 3 and then minus 1. Okay, again, this time this is 6x squared. This is negative 2x. This is plus 9x. Okay, here we go, right? Negative 2x plus 9x is plus 7x, and that is the answer. Yes, selesai. Gitu ya. Then again, the second question, because we have a multiple choice, you can just like try one by one. Yeah. Okay, next question, number 15. Last one for the for the PG, multiple choice. Okay, now the median. Okay, a lot of way on how to do this. But because we want only to know the median, so yeah, the middle one. So you only need to find the middle, right? So you can just do this. Firstly, you can just add the frequency, right? So let's say we have the first one is 10, right? The second one is 15. So if you add them, what will that be? 25, because we're looking for the CF, yeah. CF nya kita cari, yeah. So this is not 50, I'm going to write that 25 over here. And then add that with 25, which is 50. Add it again with 40, you get 90. Add it again with 30, you get 120. Add it again with 20, you get 140. And the last one is 145. Is it? Betul ya? Oke. Yang ditanya apa? Ada ya? Oh iya, oke. Okay, now you only need to find the position of the median. Where is it?
Middle.
Iya, in data keberapa gitu. Yeah, it's just 145 plus 1. Remember that this is a odd number of data. So the nth data, yeah, nth datanya for the median is just 145 plus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 73. So in this 73 data, the data number 73, where is it? Where is it? It's here, right? Because that is the 51st until the 19th data. So the median is this guy. Gitu. Ya, nggak apa-apa kalau nyari median cuma tinggal itu doang. CF apa? Iya, ini this is basically finding the CF. Ini sebenarnya CF-nya. Ya, gitu. Saya langsung aja terus di situ. Jadi I don't really need to create. I don't need. Yeah, if you want to, it's fine. But I don't really need to do that because I can just like put the numbers here. Yeah. Just find the middle. Yeah. It doesn't always in the middle, guys. Sometimes it's over here, sometimes over here. It depends on the frequency. Now to make sure that it is there, so you need to calculate the CF ya, cumulative frequency-nya dulu. Okay? 50 juga nggak ada, what do you mean? Bisa jadi 40 and 50 and then divide by 2. Bisa jadi data ke 90 dan 91. Meaning that 40 plus 50 divided by 2, 45. Yeah. That's why I'm giving you also the 45 here option for that. Oke, gimana? Oke? Lanjut. Ra, gimana Ra? Amin? Amin. Satu 40. Jangan, salah. Salah. Gak boleh salah. Kalau kamu nyari median harus cari data tengah-tengahnya di mana. Where is the location of that? And you need the CF. Butuh CF ya. Cumulative frequency. Okay, let's do it again. If I say S, X, and F ya. Kita pakai ini aja ya. Okay, the outcomes is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. Now, give me the frequency, guys. Give me the frequency. 10, 15, okay, good. Then 25, next 40, 30, 20, and then 5. Okay, now let's create the CF. Remember that when we want to find the median and the quartiles, we need that CF, right? Because we need to know the location of that. Now, let's do the CF then. 10, 25, 50, 90, 120, 140, 140. That is basically what I'm doing there. Get that? Now, because we know that we have 145 data, berarti data ke tengah itu lokasinya di berapa? Gitu kan? So you don't divide 40 divided because we have 145 data. We don't have 40 data. Ya, datanya ada 145. Tengah-tengahnya di mana? Ya kan ini kan? Ya nggak? The location of the data. 145 plus 1 divided by 2 is 73. So where is the data number 73? It's over here, right? Because this here is data number 51 until 90, right? Gitu. Kan di sini datanya sampai data ke 50, berarti data ke 51 ada di sini, ya nggak? 51 sama dengan 90. Dan data ke 73 kebetulan ada di sini juga, which means that this is the median, ya. Jadi mediannya adalah ini ya, ini lokasinya doang nih. Ini mediannya adalah X-nya. Oke? Aman? Let's go to the essay. Essaynya emang ada yang susah? Ah, ini mah gampang ya.
Saya ajarin cara cepat, Pak.
Nggak mau. Okay, here we go. Cara terserah, yang penting sistematis ya. The number of worker needed to complete a task is inversely proportional to the number of hours worked. A task can be completed by 5 equal productive worker in 10 hours. Jadi sebuah pekerjaan bisa dikerjakan oleh 5 orang dalam waktu 10 jam ya. So this is the goals. A task needs to be completed in 10 hours by this worker. However, after 2 hours of working, there is 3 hours delay due to some issue. If they need to complete the task on time, how many additional workers do they need? At least do they need? Now we have like 3 events actually, right? The first event is like when they have done this 2 hours. So there'll be 5 times 2 because we have 5 workers working for 2 hours, right? And then the next one is there'll be 0 times 3. Why 0? Because there's no workers doing that because it said it's delayed 3 hours. This is 3 hours. No one is working for that. And then how many time do we have left? It's 5 hours because we need to complete it in 10 hours, right? We have done 2 hours, we have done 3 hours, the remaining hours is 5 hours, right? So you need to multiply this by 5 so that will be equal. So you have this value of here is the number of people that is needed to complete the job on time, gitu ya, right? So if we just solve this equation, you will get 10 equals to, 50 equals to 10, this is just 0, plus 5x, right? Very, very easy. So there will be 40 equals to 5x, and then x equals to 8. But the one that being asked is how many additional workers? Jadi berapa? It's 3 because previously, sebentar nih error. Nah, okay, so again, because the one that is being asked the additional worker, since previously we have 5, so additional workernya adalah 8 minus 5, which is equals to 3 workers. Gitu. Okay, aman? Let's go to the next question. We have this guy. Ini banyak yang kemarin banyak yang nggak bisa nih ya. Okay. Now, read the question very carefully. It said that given that the triangle alongside is equilateral, so you need to know what equilateral means. Itu dulu. Yeah, meaning that all of the sides are the same. Actually, I have also given you the the hint, right? So you see that this sign here, right? Those indicates that they have the same length. Yeah. So if they have the same length, meaning that this guy is equal to this guy. This guy equals to this guy. This guy equals to this guy. That's it. Right? So we can write down a couple of equations here. Now construct 2 equations in terms of A and B. So there are actually 3 of them, but you can just have 2. So the first one is, let's say this one is equals to this one. I can say B plus 2 equals to A plus 4. right? You can just like leave it like that, that's fine. But if you choose to, okay, Pak, I want the A to the, I want it to be like this, Pak, iya nggak masalah. Tuh, boleh, ya, if I want it like that. First equation. Second equation, I'm gonna take this guy and this guy. So A plus 4 equals to 4A minus B. So if I'm putting the A to the left side, that'll be equals to 3A minus B. Ya kan? Boleh, ya. Kayak gini pun nggak masalah. It's fine. Saya benerin kalau kalian udah dapat equation ini. Tapi ada satu lagi loh sebenarnya, which is gimana? Yang belum dipakai. Ini sama ini ya. Right? Nah, so we have another one is B plus 2 equals to 4A minus B. Or if we rearrange that, you'll get 2 equals to 4A minus 2B. Ya kan? Yeah. Nah, we have 3 equation, right? 3, but only 2 variables. So you only need to take 2 of them. Ambil aja 2. Habis itu langsung dapat A sama B-nya. Okay, let's say I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to write down B equals to A plus 2 instead of that. Because I want to put that B here. I'm going to use substitution method, yeah. So 4, if I use that, you'll get 4 equals to 3A minus bracket A plus 2. And you'll get 4 equals to 3A minus A is just 2A. Minus plus 2 will be becomes minus 2. And you get the 2 goes to the left side. It will be 4 plus 2 equals to 2A. And 6 equals to 2A. So A is equals to, there you go, right? So we have the value. Now, if to find the value B, just plug it into one of the equation. Or I can just like put it here. So if I go back here, so the B is equals to 3 plus 2, which is equals to, right? Pretty easy. Betul? Gimana? Aman? Aman ya? Terakhir untuk simulasi yang 2. Nah, ini dia ya. Kemarin banyak yang serempet di sini ya. Okay, let's do this one. Oke ya, saya udah kasih bocoran ya guys. Ini soal kayak gini pasti keluar ya. Jadi udah pasti harus dipelajari. Oke. Now, when you want to represent this kind of case in a Venn diagram, the space that you need to put first is the one inside, yang paling dalam ya, intersection of all of them. Okay, and which number that represents? 32, yeah, because we have cats, dogs, and hamster, like 3 of them. So you put the 32 in the middle over here. So be careful when you, for example, like take this 43. It said it like cats and hamster, but it doesn't say that do they like dogs or not, but actually they have. So this 43 is actually represented by the area over here. Cats and hamster, yeah, it's over here. Everything over here. That's 43. But because we already have 32 of them also like dogs, so the one over here is just 43 minus 32, which is 11, right? Gitu ya? Okay. Now the next one is cat and dog, for example. This is cat and dogs. Because we have 32 over here, we have 34 over here, so this is 2. Ya kan? Karena kan tinggal 34 kurang 32 aja. Okay, last one. This guy. Dog and hamster, 46 minus 32, that'll be 14. Yeah. Okay, next is the one outside here. So these are just the number of students who likes only cat, only dog, and only hamster. Now we say we have 60 like cats, meaning that this guy over here is just 60 minus 2 minus 32 minus 11. Berapa? 15. 15. Next one. Dog, we have 64 minus with all of them, you get 40 minus 16 ya. Benar, 16. Betul. Terakhir, it's 4 because the hamster is 61 ya. 61 minus masa? Benar nggak? Iya, benar 4. Ya udah. Okay, now but we're not sure, we haven't done yet because we don't know either we have some student outside of these circles, right? So we need to make sure that they are 100 because we know that there are 100 in this Venn diagram, yeah? So if you add them together, jadi berapa semuanya? 94, right? But that's not 100, meaning that there are some student outside, which is 6, yeah? That's the remaining number of students. Ya udah, tinggal kita jawab probability-nya, ya kan? Okay, a student is randomly chosen from this group of 100 students. Calculate the probability the student likes only one kind of pet. Berarti yang mana aja? Represent by 15, 4, and 16. Yeah, so that'll be just equals to the probability is equals to 15 plus 16 plus 4 over 100, which is equals to 35 over 100. Simplify, it's 7 over 20. Gitu. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to give you one additional question. What if I say calculate the probability that this student likes only one kind of cat given that it likes cat?
Means 15 under
15 over
only cats.
only cats.
Apa? Di
Sorry. Saya ulang ya. Calculate the probability that this student likes only one kind of pet given, saya kasih namanya. Given that this student likes cat. Likes cat.
15 per
15 over
15 plus 16 is 4.
berapa? Yeah, which is 15 plus 32 plus 2 plus 11 is, it's actually 60, right? You can actually see it from here. Yeah. If it's a given, meaning that you already know that the student likes cat, meaning you're not including these number anymore, right? Because you already know that this guy likes cat. So the denominator is not again 100 because we know it's not 100 students, right? So this is just 15 plus 2 plus 32 plus 11. Or you can see from the information here we have 60. Gitu ya. Jadi kalau ada kata-kata given gini guys, kamu lihat denominatornya itu berubah. It changes ya. It depends on what is given. Kalau dia bilang givennya like cat doang, ya berarti ya ini semua denominator yang ini. Berarti yang ini kamu exclude lagi. Nggak usah dihitung. Okay? So, that'll be just 15 over 60 and that'll be equals to 1 over 4. Ini kalau pertanyaan gini ya, saya tambahin sedikit. Yes.
Do I have to simplify it to 1 over 4?
Ya macam-macam, misalnya saya yang nggak suka tiga-tiganya atau cuma suka dua only two misalnya. Yang suka persis dua pack misalnya. Tadi dulu kalau saya nggak ada kata-kata given, berarti ya per 100 tetap. Gitu ya. Nih, this word. This word. Because I know that it's in the class, but I don't know which one. Berarti kan masih 100. Exactly 2. Kalau saya bilang exactly 2, berarti ya 11, 2, sama. Iya. Exactly ya saya bilang. Kalau saya bilang more than 2 gimana? Ya, enggak dong, 32. Kan more than 2. 2 boleh nggak? Kalau saya bilang at least 2. Nah, itu enggak. Dia coba gitu kan. Berarti 32, 2, 11, 14 per 100 tetap. Kalau nggak ada givennya. Kalau ada given ya berarti ambil ini udah. Oke. Calculate the probability that this student apa namanya likes cat given that he or she likes, tuh kan pakai D apaan sih? Kan cuma satu orang. Kita bukan di Amerika. Ya udah saya nggak jadi kasih soal. Jangan. Kenapa sih harus disebut masalahkan gitu kayak gitu? Udah. No, that's not how English works. That's American people. Worse like we're not American. Yeah. That she likes at least 2 animal.
Jadi 11, 2, 14 per 60.
That dulu, right? So what we need to see first is the given one here, right? So Yang mana aja tuh givennya? 11. 11 terus? Bentar. 11 terus 2 terus 32 terus. Nah, itu dia. Okay? So that is going to be the denominator, ya kan? Because we are now excluding anything beside this blue one, ya. Berarti berapa? Kok per 60? Pernya itu yang biru-biru ini, right? 11 plus 2 plus 14 plus 32, that's the denominator because that's the whole population that we know. Ya kan? Nah, sekarang mana ya dari 4 ini yang dia likes cat?
69. 69.
Aduh, likes cat yang mana? Duh, gimana sih kenapa 15 diikut sertakan lagi? 1132. Jadi yang 15 jangan diikutin lagi. Kan saya tahu dia udah sukanya minimal 2. Yang 15 kan juga cuma suka 1 doang. Nah, gitu. Logikanya gitu ya. Jadi kalau kamu udah kasih ini, ini udah saya exclude lagi. Udah jangan dipakai lagi. Ya, serve. Ini karena dimintanya likes cat, berarti kan yang mana aja ini kan yang masuk ke dalam cat gitu kan. Berarti dia jadinya 2 plus 32 plus 11. Boleh nggak saya cancel gini? Dia bilang boleh. Itu illegal canceling ya, nggak boleh, bukan. Ini dikali, kalau dikali boleh cancel. Tambah kurang nggak boleh. 32 plus 2 is 34. 34 plus 11 is 45. Okay, this one is 11 plus 2 is 13, 27, and then 60, 59 ya? 59 or 69? 3, 4, 5. 59, no? Bener ya? 59 is it? Yeah, 59, there you go. Ya. Okay, this is another possibility of the question. Kira-kira bisa jadi ada kayak begitu. I can.
Udah Pak, yang ketiga Mas Pak.
Oke, ya. Yang ketiga ya. Ya nanti
Saya
pakai.
minta ini dong Pak, yang ketiga, nggak usah video, saya minta pakai dong.
Apa sih? Kamu tonton dong. Saya tuh effort loh. Astagfirullahaladzim. Memang bener-bener deh. Saya tuh effort banget bikinnya. Kalian gak menghargai saya. Ya, let's go. Yang 4 ya. Yang 3, sorry. Ini juga gampang ya. Angkanya tuh saya kasih yang gampang banget. Oh my god. Okay, calculate this. Okay, now because in the question and the options are just in fraction, it's a good idea to change everything into fraction. Ya enggak? Oke, setengah tetap setengah. 2/4 jadi berapa? 9/4, right? 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is iya dong. Kalau jadi 8/4 jadi 2 dong. Iya, makanya. Oke. So, and then 0.75 berapa sih? Iya, atau 3/4. Angkanya very easy. 25%. Nah, tuh lihat. Iya, enak banget ini ya. Tinggal ganti ini jadi berapa per 4? Tuh. Gampang banget. Oh my god. See, everything is denominator is 4, right? Tinggal tambahin, kurangin 2 tambah 9, 11. 11 kurang 3. 8 tambah 1. Ya udah selesai. LCM dari 2 dan 4 berapa? LCM-nya yang 4 ya tuh. Iya. Kalaupun misalnya kamu mau kali 4 kali 2 juga bisa jadi 8, tapi nanti simplify. Ini maksudnya. Iya, kan kali 2 jadi 2/4. Mau diapain lagi? Mau jadiin per 8? Boleh-boleh aja, tapi nanti kan jawabannya pasti dapatnya begini. Kan sama aja. Ya. Oke? John. John. Kamu mah gitu. Dia mah.
Saya ngeliatin dari tadi.
Oke, nah nomor 2 nih, interesting question. Yes. Karena kalian udah ngerti kuadratik, ya ini enak nih, ya. Oke, solve for the value of x for this equation. Oke, easy, right? First thing we do, what do we need to do first? It's which one do we remove? Yang mana dulu yang kita hilangin, guys? 4-nya dulu, denominator dulu, itu gampang banget. So, if I have x squared plus x over 4 equals 5, remember that we need the x to be alone on one side. So, we need to just multiply this by 4, right? Multiply by 4, multiply by 4. Nah, ini boleh di-cancel, ya kan? You'll get x squared plus x equals to 20. Lihat, ini bentuknya apa? Kuadratik. Ya, berarti you change this into x squared plus x minus 20 equals to 0. Ya enggak? Tinggal di factorize. Berapa kali berapa? Berapa kali berapa? 4 kali 5. Siapa yang positif, siapa yang negatif? 5-nya? 5 positif. Okay, we have this guy over here. Now you're going to find the value of x and y. So we can use a couple of method. And let's use the easiest one. Okay, first one. Pretty easy for the x value, right? How do we find the x? We know that this is parallel, right? So which means that this is also 65, right? So the x will be just equal to 65 minus 28, which is 37. Itu udah langsung dapat x. Ya nggak? Right? Betul? Okay. Now how do we find the y? Gimana cara nyari y-nya? Gimana? Kalau ini udah tahu 37, ini 90 derajat, ini segitiga kan? Iya. Oke? So, y will be equals to 180, right? Minus this guy, and then minus this guy. That'll be equals to 50. Oke? Gimana? Masih gampang ya? Angle ini pelajaran kelas 7. Ya. Masih gampang. Next question. Don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Oke, waktunya sebentar doang nih guys ya. Ayo, setengah jam harus selesai nih. The length of two parallel lines of a trapezoid are 3x and 10 cm. So, just draw a trapezoid first ya. Kita gambar dulu aja trapezoidnya. So, approximately kira-kira ada begini ya, kira-kira aja. Terus paralelnya berarti misalnya ini sama ini ya. So, this is, let's say this is 3x, this is 10 ya, bisa di mana aja nggak masalah. And then the height is 6, so this let's say this is perpendicular, this is 6 cm. Now the area is 84. Now you have the formula booklet atau formula listnya udah ada. Gimana area equals to? Langsung aja, angkanya masukin 3x plus 10 over 2 multiply by equals to 84. Tuh kan gini doang. Ya. Nah, kalau mau langsung aja guys, ini kan bisa di cancel nih, ya kan? Jadi 3 kan? Right. Nah, sekarang enaknya 3-nya pindah dulu ke sana guys. Jadi dibagi 3 dulu ya. So 3x plus 10 it will be equals to 84 over 3. Nah, itu dulu. 84 bagi 3 berapa? 84 bagi 3 berapa? Allahu Akbar, lama bedah. 28 ya. So 3x equals to 18, and then x equals to, nah tuh dapat x-nya. Yang ditanya x-nya kan? Ya udah, selesai. That's it. Ya, oke. Now we have already done this plenty of time ya, guys. Sering banget kita ngerjain soal kayak gini. Oke, ingat if you have an equation in terms of exponent and the base if not the same, so make this base the same. Ya, jadi base-nya berapa semuanya? Jadi 2 ya. So it's 2 to the power of 3x plus 2. And since we know that x is equal to 2 to the power of 3, saya langsung aja. Jadinya 2 to the power of, ini kali 3 semua. 3x plus 12, ya kan? Dan ini we know that that is 2 to the power of 2. So multiply this by 2, you get 2 to the power of 2x plus. Nah, ini ditambahin dulu, right? Because that is multiplication. So we can add the power, there will be 2 to the power of 6x plus 14. Nah, gitu kan? So we have the same form. Now we only need to take these two. There'll be 6x plus 14 equals to 2x plus 4. Subtract both sides by 2x. And then subtract both sides by 14. Betul? There'll be 4x equals to negative 10. X equals to negative 10 divided by 4 equals to negative 2.5. Ya, 10/4 kan sama jadi 5/2. 5 bagi 2, 2,5. Right? Okay, next question number 6. Okay, now this one here is a little bit long ya. Ini ngerjainnya cukup panjang ya. Find the equation of a line which passes through point this and this. Now remember, when you are going to construct a line equation, you need a gradient and a point, right? That passes through the graph. Now we have two of these. Now how do we find the gradient? We don't have the gradient, right? Yeah, you have that formula, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Name the point, the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, and then plug it in. You'll get 5 minus negative 1 over 1 minus negative 2, which is equals to 6 over 3, which is equals to 2. That's it. That's the gradient. Now just pick one of these 2 points. Terserah mau pakai ini boleh ya. So you can use that y equals to mx plus c. Karena kan di sini bentuknya y equals to mx plus c semua nih. Now which means that this 2 will not possible because their gradient is not 2. Ya enggak? Nah terus habis itu berarti tinggal masukin aja. So let's use this one for example. If I use that, it will be negative 1 equals to 2 times negative 2 plus c. So negative 1 equals to negative 4 plus c. So c is equals to 3. Yeah, positive 3. So which means that the line equation will be y equals to 2x plus. There you go. We have it done. Yeah, pretty simple actually. Yang penting ingat, kalau mau line equation itu butuh gradien sama titik. Udah. Kalau udah ada gradiennya langsung masukin. Kalau belum ada gradien cari dulu gradiennya. Ya. Oke, nah ini banyak yang nanya kemarin nomor 7 ya. Okay, let's see what the answer the question gives us here. Okay, we have a math that has been conducted in a class. There are 12 boys and 18 girls in the class. Yeah, which means in total we have 30 students. Yeah, 30 students. The mean score of the girls is 70. Now, how do we calculate the mean score of girls? Logikanya gimana? Cara nyari mean mean score of the girls-nya? Berarti the total score of girls, we add them together, divided by 18, and you will get 70, gitu kan? Right. So I can say that, sigma fx girls, right, the total, divided by 18, you will get 70, right? Okay, now which means that I'm gonna just write this down as x, for example, or m aja, girls atau g ya, saya kasih nama g ya. So, which means that the total score of girls is just 18 times 70. What is 18 times 70, guys? Berapa? Berapa? 100, 1260. So this is the total score of girls. Now, how about the girls? The boys, guys. Jadi boys over 12 kan? Ah, tuh dia. Berarti total score of the boys is just 12 times 60, which is equals to 720 kan? 720 ya? Ah. Now which means that the mean of all student is just adding these two numbers, right? Kan digabung semua gitu ya. Terus dibagi berapa? 30. Kenapa 30? Dari mana 30? Nih, because the total number of student in that class is 12 plus 18, which is 30. Gitu. Jadi, the mean score yang baru adalah it's 1260 plus 720 divided by 30. Add them together, what do you get? 1980 divided by 30. Divide that, we'll get 60. Yes. Ya. Gimana? Ya. Paham ya? Okay, next. Okay, for number 8, it is about circle. Pretty easy, right? So you have the formula again, guys. This is, oh my god, this is like primary student level, ya. Given the approximation of pi is 22/7, ya kan? Circumference-nya apa? Kalau diameternya segini. Oke, what's the formula of the circumference? Apa formulanya? Pi d atau 2 pi r boleh, pi d juga boleh. Nah, because in the question you are given the d, ya udah masukkan aja d ke sini ya. Iya nggak sih? So it's just 22/7 times 7. It's just 22. That's it. Sangat mudah sekali. Okay, let's go. Number 9. Okay, this one is rationalizing the surd where the denominator is a surd, but it's not just one term, we have two terms being subtracted. Okay, now remember if you have this kind of question in which the denominator is a surd, but you don't have like one term like this, meaning that you need to multiply with the conjugate, right? Jadi gimana? Dikali berapa? Dikali dengan? Kedua doang. 21 gitu ya. Tuh, ya. Oke, remember when you multiply, you need to multiply like this ya, using the FOIL method, ya kan? Nih, begini cara ngalinya ya. So, 4 times square root of 2 is 4 square root of 2. 4 times 1 is just 4. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. And then square root of 2 times 1 is just square root of 2. Yang atas begini ya. Yang bawah gimana? It's just 2 minus 1. Ya kan? Karena 2, square root of 2 being square is 2. 1 being square is 1. So, it's just 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is just gitu. Jadi yang bawah tinggal hilang nih ya. So you only need to add this and this, which is 5 square root of 2. And then this with this, which is 6. And you get over 1, gak usah ditulis, berarti dapatnya. Right? Gimana? Aman? Aman ya? Number 10. Okay, now kalau yang tadi dicontoh, yang the previous question is arithmetic, this one is geometric. Konsepnya sama ya guys. Nah, kalau arithmetic, kalau geometrik, tadi kan like U1 is U1 plus 0D, and then plus 2D, plus 3D, plus 4D, atau so. But this time, it's not D, but it's R, ya. Karena dia geometric. So, if I write down the pattern, that'll be just, actually, it's like U1 times R to the power of 0. U2 is equals to U1 times R to the power of 1, is U1 times R to the power of 2, and so on, so on. Okay? Next, what do we know here? U2, right? Second term is U1 times R to the power of 1 equals to 6. How about this one? Gimana? U4, which is U1 times R to the power of 3 equals to 54. You can see that. I can find a ratio of that. So 54/6, these two guys, right, is equal to U1 times R to the power of 3 over U1 times R to the power of 1. Right? Cancel the U1, right? The first term. And then this one becomes R to the power of 2 gitu kan. What is 54 divided by 6? It's 9. So R will be equals to gitu ya. Nanti sebenarnya bukan 3, plus minus 3 ya guys. Nah di plus minus 3 bisa plus bisa minus. Iya, bisa plus bisa minus. Now in here the question is what is the third term of the sequence? Now let's find the first term dulu ya. So let's say if the common ratio is 3, you can see it from here. What is the first term then? It's 2 because we know that you multiply this guy with 3, you'll get 6. Ya gak? Kalau dia rasionya adalah 3. Kalau rasionya minus 3, U1-nya berapa? Minus 2. Ya kan? Cuma bedanya plus minus doang. Ya. Now in here we can like coba aja salah satu. Kan di sini jawabannya positif semua. Jadi kemungkinan positif ya. So the third term is just U1 times R to the power of 2. Ya kan? Kan U3. Ya kan? U1-nya misalnya 2. Kalau 2 berarti kan dikali dengan 3 pangkat 2 jadinya 18. Kalau misalnya U1-nya misalnya dia min 2, jadinya min 18. Pilihannya yang mana? Di sini. Jadinya positif kan? Nah, ya, bisa positif bisa negatif ya. Hati-hati, nggak disebutin soalnya. Kalau disebutin misalnya di sini ada tambahan nih, oh R-nya lebih dari 0, berarti dia yang positif. Ya, be careful with that. Oke, number 11. Dikit lagi guys ya. Dikit lagi 11. Okay, what is the range values of L? Ya, ini gampang ya. Tinggal kita, I'm gonna subtract both sides by 5a. You'll get 3a minus 5a, and then add both sides by 8. That'll be 10 plus 8. And then this becomes negative 2a, this becomes 9, and then which means a is... kok 2 sih? 18 ya. Jadi E-nya gimana? Kurang dari apa lebih dari nih? Kurang dari, ya. Karena dia dibagi dengan negatif number ya. Negatif. 12. John. Sabar, John. Lagi, John. The surface area of this cuboid is this. Ya, surface area-nya udah tahu segini. Length-nya AB-nya 2. Terus AD-nya 4. AD 4. 8. Pertanyaannya ini berapa? Ya kan? Berarti kan kita cuma nyari height-nya doang ya nggak sih? Tapi hati-hati, ini surface area loh, bukan volume. Ya. Surface area itu gimana? 2 gitu ya. LW tambah WH tambah LH gitu ya. Ya kan? Now this is equals to 92. Now we can divide this by 2 first if you want. Bagi 2. 40. 6. Mana? 46 ya. Nah, sekarang kita udah tahu misalnya let's say this is the L and this is the W. We're looking for the H ya. Berarti L sama W-nya kita bisa ganti 2 sama 8. So L sama W, jadi this is like 2 times 8. Oh, sorry, 8 times 2. And then weight-nya, tadi weight-nya ada 2 ya. So it's 2H here. And this is 8H gitu kan? Ya enggak? Nah, ini 8 kali 2, 16 ya. Jadi kan ini kalau ditambah jadi 10H. Ini jadi 46 kurang 16. Jadi hasilnya 10H adalah 30. H-nya berarti 3. Oh my god. Itu dia makanya saya nggak sukanya begitu PG ya. I don't like PG because you can guess and then you can get it right gitu. Oke, lanjut. Nah, nomor 13 nih ya. Kemarin banyak yang bingung nih. Iya, ya udah. Kamu benci semua orang di dunia, mau benci semua sesuatu di dunia juga boleh, nggak apa-apa, nggak ada yang larang. Oke, at present ya, Budi is 3 years younger than Ali. Jadi kita bikin variabel dulu, ingat ya kemarin saya jelasinnya. Let's say Budi is B, Budi's age now is B, and Ali's age now is A. So in this sentence, if we write that down in terms of equation, you can write down B is equals to A minus or plus. Minus or plus? It's minus 3. Kan dia younger, lebih muda. Kurang 3 dong. Ya. If at present, the sum of their age is at most 17 years. Berarti kan kalau saya tambahin A tambah B, at most berarti lebih dari itu kurang dari. Kan salah. Kurang dari sama dengan 17. At most berarti kan paling gede. Ya. Berarti kan nggak boleh lebih dari 17 dong. Right? Ya udah, find the maximum possible age of Ali. Nah, yang kita cari adalah Ali, which means that we can substitute the B, this guy, to this. Ya kan? As simple as that, guys. Ya udah, oh berarti kan ini jadi A plus A minus 3 less than equals to 17 gitu kan? So 2A is less than equals to, ini 3-nya ke kanan jadinya 20. Jadi A-nya less than equals to 10. Berarti maximum Ali's age maximum is 10. Ya enggak? Maksimumnya itu. Berarti kalau 2 tahun lalu iya 8. Kan tinggal 10 dikurang 2. Oke, gini aja. At most itu apa artinya? At most. Astagfirullahaladzim. At most. Most itu apa most? Paling banyak. Kalau paling banyak boleh nggak lebih dari itu? Nggak boleh berarti ya harus kurang dari. Itu kalau at least. Paling sedikit 5. Berarti 5 boleh nggak? Boleh kalau saya bilang at least ya. 5 boleh nggak? 4 boleh nggak? Nggak boleh. Berarti bolehnya 6, 7, 8, 9. Berarti kan lebih dari 5. Ya udah cuma itu doang. At least at most. More than 5 boleh nggak? Enggak. Berarti ya boleh 6, 7, 8. 5%. Ya. Formula. 2 lagi. Ayo masih ada waktu, let's go. Ini yang ini apa? Ini yang ini. Triple Pythagoras doang, elah. Gampang banget. Ya. Makanya saya nggak suka PG ya. Saya harus cari angka yang dia triple Pythagoras. Kali. Ya kalau misalnya pakai koma-koma mau kayak akar sekian gitu ya. Ya. Nih hati-hati, C-nya 90 degree. Jadi C-nya di sini ya. ABC, AB-nya 15, terus AC-nya 9. Ya udah cari ini berapa? Langsung. Iya lihat nih. Kan lihat ratio dari 9 sama 15 itu berapa banding berapa? 5 banding 3. Berarti ini 4 dong. Iya enggak sih? 3 4 5 kali 3. Ini kali 3. Berarti ini juga kali 3. Jadinya tuh. Segampang itu, my god. Enggak usah pakai rumus Pythagoras. Lanjut. 15. Ya, masih ada waktu nih. What is the volume of a square base pyramid with side length of 6 and the height of... Ya elah, gampang bener ini ya. Piramid itu gimana piramid bentuknya? Gitu ya. Ada apex-nya, ya kan? So, the volume is just base area times height divided by 3. Gitu doang, ya. Base area times height divided by 3. What's the base? It's a square, right? So, it's just 6 times 6, ya kan? Base area berarti cuma 6 kali 6. Kan square, 6 kali 6. Height-nya? Height-nya ini dikasih tuh 5 tuh, ya kan? Tinggal dibagi 3. Coret 1, 2, berapa tuh? 60. Oh, ya 60 atuh. Kalau 180 tuh belum dibagi 3. Saya mau langsung dibagi 3. Tuh, cancel kan? 2 kali 6, 12, 12 kali 5. Ya, essay 3 lagi.
Ini gagasin sa tulis.
Ini doang aja.
Pa, minus tambah minus jadi plus pa, minus tambah minus jadi 9.
Oke. Okay, by using the Pythagoras theorem, we know that this is the C ya. Jangan sampai kebalik again ya. The C is the longest side. It is always in front of the 90-degree angle. So if we use the Pythagoras formula, you will get 3x minus 1 all being squared equals to x plus 10 all being squared and a plus 2x plus 1 all being squared. Gitu. Right? Now open the bracket. What do you get? 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. Hey, uy. Ini mau dibahas apa enggak sih? Jangan berisik dulu dong. Nih dibuka. X squared plus 20x plus 100. Saya langsung dapat 20. Kenapa? Langsung aja nih. 10 kali 2. 20. 10 kali. Gini lihat. X kali 10. 10x kali 2. 20. Ini juga sama nih. Saya langsung dapat 6 dari mana? Minus 6. 3x kali min 1. Min 3x. Min 3x kali 2. Ya minus 6x. Biar cepat. Nah ini juga sama. 10 kali 10 tuh yang ini. 100. Ya. Oke ini juga sama ya. Ini jadi 4x square ya kan. Coba kali semua. 2 kali 1 kali 2x. Jadi 4x kan. Nah plus 1. Udah deh tinggal rearrange aja. Ini 9x dikurang sama ini jadi tinggal 4x kuadrat doang. Oke. Negative 6x. And then negative 20x. And then negative 4x. Jadi berapa? Negative 30x. Oke. Terakhir. Ini kan satunya bisa di cancel ya. Ya nggak sih? Ini kan satunya bisa di-cancel sebenarnya tuh. Habis. Jadi tinggal minus 100 ya. Nah, gitu. Oke. Nah, ini kalau ingat ya guys. Karena sekali lagi tidak pakai kalkulator. Kemungkinan besar pasti factorizingnya gampang. Notice that all of these number are divisible by 2. Ya nggak? Oh, saya keluarin aja 2-nya. Gitu ya. Gitu kan? Oh. Oke. Sekarang lihat. Berarti kan ini 2x sama x ya. Udah pasti 2x sama x. Tinggal pilih ini berapa? 50 tuh berapa kali berapa? 30 kali 2, 60. 25 kali 2. Ya kan? Gak bisa tinggal 25 kali 2 doang. Atau 10 kali 5. Ya gak? Nah, 10 kali 5. Nih tuh dia. Minus plus. Tuh kan? Ya. Betul? Ya. X1-nya berapa? Tadi dulu. Minus ya, saya ulang ya. This means that using the null factor, berarti kan 2x plus 5 equals 0. Berarti kan x-nya equals negative 5/2. Betul? Kalau yang ini, langsung aja. Berarti 2 ini yang mana yang dipakai? Yang 10 karena yang positif, dapat X-nya, ya kan? Terus yang ditanya bukan itu, areanya, guys. Berarti kalau tahu X-nya 10, berarti ini berapa? 21. Ini berapa? 20. Ya udah, berarti kan areanya sama dengan 20 kali 21 dibagi 2. Itu 10.
Ini ya.
Ya, dua lagi. Dua lagi. Dua lagi ya? Ya, dua lagi. Nah, ini banyak yang salah nih. Banyak yang salah. Oke, ya, gambarnya gimana? Betul. Pertanyaan yang bagus. Ya, gambarnya adalah ambil 2 titik, cukup. Karena kita kan mau gambar straight line. Kalau straight line kan punya 2 titik aja cukup ya? Ya nggak? Nah, ambil aja 2 titik guys ya. Dan
Ini gampang Pak. Saya salah.
oke, line equation-nya dulu deh. Line equation dulu ya. Line equation of L2. Now, because we know that L2 is perpendicular to L1, so you need to find the gradient of L1 first, right? So I suggest you write this down in the form of gradient y-intercept. Ubah ini jadi y sama dengan mx tambah c dulu. Biar langsung kelihatan ya. Kalau diubah jadi gimana? Ini saya pindahin sebelah sini ya. Jadinya kan 2y equals to negative 4x plus 9 gitu kan. Dibagi 2 semua kan. Jadi kan begini kan. Tuh dia dapat nih. L1-nya dapat ya kan. Berarti gradiennya si L1 berapa? Min 2. Berarti gradient dari si L2 berapa? 1/2 kan ini 2/1 gitu kan. Garis switch. Selesai. Dapat. Terus apa lagi? Cari L2-nya. Kan pakai y equals to mx plus c kan. Udah punya gradientnya, punya titik nggak? Punya nih tuh. Dia passes through dengan si L2 ini. Berarti kan tinggal masukin. So 1 equals to 1/2 times negative 2 plus c. Gitu kan? What is 1/2 divided by 2? So negative 2 divided by 2. It's just negative 1. Hati-hati. Ini negatif 1 ya. So 1 equals to negative 1 plus c. So which means that the c is equals to 2. Karena kan pindah ke sini jadi plus ya. Nah, berarti line equation-nya gimana? Y equals to 1/2x positif dong. Plus. Nah, nih. Ini udah punya tuh. Dua-duanya udah ada. Digambar doang. Lalu pertanyaan saya, ini apanya nih? Y-intercept-nya. Ini Y-intercept. Tuh. Ya kan? Oke, yuk kita gambar. Let's draw the thing ya, the thing. Oke, saya mau gambar yang kedua dulu aja ya, L2 dulu. Paling lebih gampang soalnya. If we have y equals 1/2 and then we know that ini L2 kan passes through this point. Ya enggak? Ya taruh aja dulu tuh di situ. Minus 2,1 which is over here. Ya kan? Point A. Berarti si garis udah pasti lewatin situ, ya kan? Terus saya tahu juga dia y-intercept-nya 2. Ya enggak? Taruh aja 2 di sini. Tuh, udah ada 2 titik, tarik garis. Ya. Ini. As simple as that. Trick and then just drag a line from here to here. Set, and then set. Ya. Ya, apa-apa gampang tinggal di nah. Mantap. Lanjut. Nah, terus dibilang katanya ini yang kedua ini nih guys, negative 2x plus 9/2 ya. Negative 2x plus 9/2. 9/2 is 4.5 ya kan? Berarti tengah-tengah sini nih. Ya nggak? Nah sekarang kita tinggal lihat ini gradiennya itu minus 2. Berarti minus 2 itu sama aja minus 2 ke bawah, 1 ke kanan. Ya nggak sih? Minus 2/1. Ya udah. Coba turun 2. Jadi di mana nih? 1, 2. Ya, di sini ya. 3,5 kan? Geser 1 ke kanan. Di sini kira-kira tuh. Ya nggak? Nah, ketemu titiknya. Terus. Ya. Nah, ya. Oke. Cara kedua. Cara kedua adalah kamu bikin tabel. X sama Y. Kan sama kayak bikin kuadratik. Ingat cuma minta 2 doang. Oke, misalnya saya minta X-nya adalah 1. Kalau X-nya 1 kan berarti jadi minus 2 kali 1 tambah 9 per 2. 9 per 2 saya tulis jadi 4 setengah aja deh. Ya, 4,5. Minus 2 tambah 4 setengah berapa? 2 setengah. Nah, berarti 1 sama 2 setengah. Ya enggak? Nih, 1 2 setengah tuh di sini. Tuh. Oke, kalau 2 gimana kalau 2? Masukin 2 ke sini. Minus 2 kali 2 tambah 4 setengah. Jadi 0,5, ya kan? Oh, berarti 0,5. 2 itu 0,5. Itu, ya kan? Tarik garis deh. Eng, ing, eng. Tuh.
Lah,
Tadi dulu belum selesai nih.
berapa sih?
Yang ditanya adalah titik potongnya di mana? Di sini sebenarnya, guys. Langsung kelihatan. Ya kan?
1,2,5.
Iya, ini nih titiknya. Nah, cara kedua sebenarnya gini, tinggal pakai substitution method aja ya. Ya udah, langsung ya. 18 ya, terakhir ya. Aduh si Charles. Nih guys ya, maaf ya, kayaknya saya ada satu kata yang saya nggak tulis di sini, jadi ada orang yang agak bingung ya.
Iya, saya.
Yaitu apa? Di sini harusnya approximate that he will have completed in total. Harus
Iya.
in total. Harusnya tulis in total di sini ya. Saya lupa nulis itu. Tapi sebenarnya gini, nggak make sense kalau ini nggak nyari SN.
Saya.
Ya nggak make sense karena key-nya kan udah ditaruh di atas. Udah tahu 100, ya kan? Nah, walaupun nggak ditulis, harusnya kalian secara logika tahu bahwa oh ini harusnya namanya SN doang. Ya, jadi ya. Oke. Oke ya. Nah, dia bilang katanya dia pengen sampai 100 push up nih, ya. One go. Nah, hari pertama 20, terus hari berikutnya nambah 5 dan seterusnya. Berarti kita ngomongin arithmetic sequence ya. First term sama D-nya berapa?
20.
First term 20, D-nya. Nah, udah punya ini ya, gampang dong, right? Berarti kan the question A adalah U5, ya kan? Jadi kan tinggal 20 tambah 4 kali 5, which is 40 push up, selesai. Question B. On crate trending, nah ini kan 100 push up itu adalah UN-nya, ya nggak sih? Berarti kan 100 sama dengan 20 ditambah N-1 dikali D. D-nya adalah 5 ya. Tuh, udah tinggal di solve doang ya. Oke, let me move the 20 first, there'll be 80, ya kan? Kurangin 20 jadi 20 ini. Terus ini jadi N-1 dikali 5. Now I'm not gonna open the bracket. I'm just gonna divide both side by 5 ya. Divide both side by 5. You will get this being crossed. This is 16 gitu kan? Berarti ini adalah itu K-nya ya. K-nya. Lanjut ya. Nah, yang terakhir cuman ini saya lupa tulis total ya, guys. Tapi sekali lagi ya, ini nggak masuk akal kalau saya tanyanya si UN-nya. Nggak masuk akal ya.
Masuk akal saya.
Ya nggak masuk akal, enggak dong, masuk akal. Karena apa? Udah dimasang di atas. Jadi kalian harusnya kalaupun memang saya salah di situ, kalian harusnya bisa bernalar. Oh nih, Pak Lama salah nih, harusnya SN gitu, ya, gitu. Ya, pada kenyataannya pasti ada aja yang begitu gitu ya. Oke, question C. Berarti ini adalah SN-nya gitu, ya. Nah, di sini dia bilang katanya kan hari ke-17 dibilang kan, kamu boleh cari S17 dulu gitu, boleh. Terus compare with this ya. So if you find S17 karena dibilang katanya completed-nya itu di hari ke-17. Berarti S17 is equals to langsung aja ya naruh ya. Karena kita tahu di hari ke-17 itu adalah 100, jadi boleh pakai rumus yang kedua sebenarnya ya. Tinggal N per 2 dikali U1 tambah UN ya. Tapi kalau nggak mau pun nggak masalah. 17 over 2 and then 2 times 20 and then plus and then 17 minus 1 times 5 ya. Ini hasilnya jadi 1020 guys. Nah, sekarang balik lagi ke sini. Oh, berarti dia udah nyampe belum? Belum, berarti si Charles salah apa benar? Salah. Jadi kalaupun kalian tulisnya salah tapi angkanya di sininya salah, berarti poinnya nggak full gitu, ya. Berarti hence Charles is incorrect. Oke? Cukup segini ya. Terima kasih banyak. Ini rekamannya saya kirim nanti kalau mau lihat lagi.